Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The message reads like this: Hello, my brother. How are you? I am a Zimbabwean woman. I want to tell you my story. So, my brother, what happened to me is that I ended up placing a curse on my husband, and now I do not even know how am I supposed to remove this curse, because the woman who assisted me, she has since passed away. My story, it started when I was still back home in Zim. As for my boyfriend at that time, before we had gotten married to each other, he was working in South Africa and he was earning a very good salary, and I was like the happiest woman. But my boyfriend and my best friend, they started dating. I only got to find out that they were dating each other. This was after this other Christmas holiday when my boyfriend had came to Zim. I then found out that he had been seeing my best friend, and I was really angry at him. Previously, me and my boyfriend, we really enjoyed our love, but then my friend, she then decided that she wanted to break up that happy relationship that I was having with my boyfriend. When my boyfriend had returned back to South Africa, I was really scared of losing him because he was earning a good salary, and I knew that if I was going to get married to him, then my life was going to be okay. I had to do something about it. I started going around in confusion, not knowing who was going to assist me so that my boyfriend can return back to me. In that location where we were staying, there was this other elderly woman, but she was from Malawi. I then approached her and I told her everything that I was facing in my relationship. She asked me if I wanted my boyfriend to return back to me. I then said, yes, I want my boyfriend to return back to me. And simply because he is earning a lot of money, I want him to get married to me. I don't want him to choose my best friend over me, because this was giving me a lot of sleepless nights. If this was going to happen, I don't think that I was going to be happy ever again in my life. She said, it is fine, follow me. So I followed her, and we then went into her bedroom, and she then opened up this other clay pot. When I looked inside that clay pot, my brother, I saw some creatures that were crawling inside that clay pot. She then said that, you see all of these creatures that are trapped inside this clay pot, so it should happen to your husband, but your heart is going to become the clay pot. Your heart is going to be like this clay pot. I want you to make him like a prisoner, whereby he will be locked inside your heart. Anything that you are going to say, it is going to happen. If you tell him that I do not want your manhood to work anymore, it will stop working and you would suffer from erectile dysfunction. If you do not want him to have money, or if you want him to get fired from his workplace, he is going to get fired, because as we will be doing this ritual, we are going to take his spirit so that his spirit can be trapped inside your heart. And when I heard that I was now going to have power over my relationship and having power over my boyfriend, I was really happy, because I knew that at a click of a button, I'll be able to control even his finances, let alone to control his manhood, so that he can temporarily suffer from erectile dysfunction. I was now the happiest woman. I accepted. Then we started doing all of those rituals. Then that elderly woman said that for this ritual to be completed, do you have any of his personal items, like his clothes? But she wanted his dirty clothes, not the clean ones. And it happened that at that moment, when my boyfriend had came to Zim for the Christmas holidays, and he had given me his other t-shirts as well as his other clothes, and he had said that he wanted me to wash them for him. And before I had washed them, that was when I had found out that he was busy dating my best friend. So I had just packed those dirty clothes, feeling really angry, because I thought that this man, he wants me to wash his dirty clothes, yet he is dating my best friend. And when that elderly woman said that I had to bring some personal items that belonged to my boyfriend, I was really happy. I went back home and I collected this other t-shirt. It was a Puma t-shirt, and I gave it to that elderly woman. And after this, my brother, nothing was working. Then one day, when I was going to the fruit and veg market, I then came across that same elderly woman, and she was wearing my boyfriend's t-shirt, the Puma one that I had gave her. When I saw her wearing my boyfriend's t-shirt, I was really angry at her, and I said, "Oh, so she just scammed me, and I gave her my boyfriend's clothes because she didn't have any clothes to wear." So I approached the place where she was at, and I confronted her, and I told her that I wanted my boyfriend's personal items back. And she said that, "I know that you are angry, but you have to know that now that I am wearing your boyfriend's t-shirt, in the spiritual realm, there are some things that are happening. Come, my daughter, there are some things that I want to show you." From there on, that was when we did more rituals. And after we had done the rituals, and after I had locked my boyfriend up in my heart, me and him, we started communicating. And when we were communicating, I just said, "Let me try and test, because I want to see if this elderly woman, if her charms will be working on my boyfriend, like she had told me that they were going to work on his heart." I then said to my boyfriend, "Tomorrow, I want you to get onto the bus and I want you to return back home." And he said, "Why do you want me to come back home? Because I have not yet even collected my salary. I have worked almost throughout the month, and my boss has not yet given me my salary. I cannot just leave my job and come back." And I said, "I do not care if you have not yet received your salary. What I said is that tomorrow morning you are going to get onto a bus that will be coming back home, because I want you back home in Zim." And he said, am I going to get the money?" I said, "I don't care. If you have to borrow, then go out there and borrow money so that you can buy a bus ticket. All that I want to hear from you is that tomorrow you will be on the bus that will be coming here to Zim." He said, "It is fine." And like magic, my brother, the next day, my boyfriend, he was on his way coming back home to Zim. He even left his salary uncollected there in South Africa. When he came here to Zim, we started enjoying our love again. But the only reason why we were enjoying our love, it was because I had used all of those charms on his heart, and he was now my prisoner. I could do whatever I wanted to do with his life. We then returned back to South Africa together, where we are currently staying. When we returned back to South Africa, my brother, life continued as normal, and I saw that anything that I would say, it would happen. But that elderly woman who was from Malawi had said that I should never get angry at my husband. And if it happens that I get angry at my husband, I should not curse him, because if I cursed him, then it was going to happen in real life. She said, "Now that you have done these rituals, you are not like any other woman. You have to keep it in your mind that even if your husband does something so that he angers you, try to limit the words that you speak against him, because these rituals that we have done, they are connected to him. Any curse that you will place upon him, it will follow him." When I came here to South Africa, I started living a peaceful life with my husband, and I forgot about that woman. In fact, she had said that she wanted me to buy her a phone once I had came to South Africa. But I said, "No, I do not want to buy her a phone, because if I bought her a phone, then we were going to be in communication, and I was scared that she was going to turn me into becoming a witch like her." So it was my way of avoiding her. When I was here in South Africa, unfortunately, that woman from Malawi, she then passed away. And when she passed away, she had not yet told me how I was supposed to remove a curse on my husband if it happens that I get so angry that I place a curse on my husband. And when she passed away, I didn't even care about it because I was already enjoying my marriage. It then happened that one day I found out that my husband was still talking with my best friend, that one who had tried to destroy my relationship. I was really angry at my husband, even though he had given me an explanation. He had told me that no matter how hard he had tried to block my best friend on Facebook, but she kept on using ghost accounts. And whenever he would accept a new friend request, then he would find out that it was my best friend trying to communicate with him, and she wanted them to continue with their relationship. I was supposed to be an understanding woman, but I don't know. It was like there was a demon that suddenly entered into my heart, and I felt no mercy for my husband because right there, as we were busy arguing, I then cursed him and I said, so now that you have this good job here in South Africa, you think that you are way above everyone. But let me tell you something, my dear. From this night until you have died, you are not going to work. You are not going to have any job that will give you a meaningful salary. You are going to suffer. And after I had cursed him, that is when I remembered those words that the elderly woman from Malawi had told me, but I just didn't think that it was going to work. The next day, when my husband went to work, he came back home early, and I asked him why they had knocked off early. So he was working at this other hardware. He said that when he arrived at work, he found out that there was this other truck that had cement that was supposed to be delivered at that shop where he was working. So since he was the one who operated the forklift, he quickly jumped onto the forklift so that he can start working. He said the next thing that happened is that when he tried to lift one of the pilots, then he lost control of the forklift, and then he went and he hit the boss's car. You know, a forklift, it has those big iron bars that it uses when it will be lifting heavy loads. So he said that those two iron bars got stuck into his boss's car, and immediately his boss fired him. From that time, my brother, until today, I am the one who is supporting my husband, and it is really difficult for me because I am working as a maid, and the money that I am earning, it is the money that we are using to pay rent, to buy food, and back home we have some responsibilities as well. As for my husband, if he says that he has gotten a piece job that can give him money, it will be 200 rands, nothing more, or 50 rand. And usually what happens is that this spirit, the curse that I placed upon him, for him to get another piece job, he has to use that 200 rands that he would have gotten from the previous piece job that he would have gotten. And this is the way that he is living his life. Sometimes when I look at my husband, I feel so sorry for him. And now that I am the one who is in control, sometimes I feel ashamed when we are in public spaces because of the way that I speak with him. I can't respect him anymore because I know that I am the one who is controlling him, and I can't even control myself when I am busy humiliating him. Sometimes you can find him just sitting down and he will be deep in thought, not knowing what he will be thinking about. And when I ask him, what are you thinking about? Why are you so sad? Then he will say, no, it's nothing, my wife. You don't have to be worried. There is nothing for you to be worried about. But I know that deep down in his heart, he has a lot of questions because before we had gotten married to each other, he was a man who had a very good job here in South Africa and he was earning a good salary. But when I entered into the picture, after I had cursed him, that was when he started to suffer. This is my secret, my brother.